Alright, hi, I'm Kelsey Griffin. How many of you guys eat apples in here? Okay, almost all of you. Did you know when you consume one apple, you're consuming over 30 pesticides even after you wash it? So tonight I'm going to talk to you about organic foods have significantly more benefits than regular produce or food. My first claim is organic food maintains higher quality and standards for its products. Found in fruits and vegetables, nutritional values have gone down in non-organic food. They have noticed a decrease in the vitamin A and the vitamin C's in it. Organic food is also shown to contain 50% more nutrients, vitamins, and minerals rather than an intensely farmed products because there's no pesticides, herbicides to break down into the food. Organically grown foods are also seen to have more antioxidants, and today that seems like the big crave with everybody. Also, remnants of pesticides are still found in foods after washed. According to the EPA, the largest increase in defects between 2003 and 2008 timeframe, almost 11% was in those samples with detection of 4 or more residues inside the food, which means that 11% of non-organic foods contain 4 or more residues or different pesticides. This does not include foods that still have 1 or 2 or 3 residues of pesticides in them. Also, the percentage of samples in which at least one pesticide residue was detected in concentration exceeding the tolerance established by the EPA for a given pesticide commodity pair. The percentage of samples exceeding EPA tolerance values increased from 0.05 to 0.5% from 1994 to 2008, but that's a very big jump. Many of the fruits and vegetables and meats are showing residues of pesticides, chemicals, and antibiotics in the foods we ingest that come into our body that could be deadly. My second claim is investing in organic foods will create a healthier bodies and environment for generations to come. Pesticides have been associated with cancer, obesity, Alzheimer's, some birth defects, and neural tube disorders. Pesticides adversely affect the nervous system, increase the risk of cancer, and decrease fertility. According to Food for Thought at environmentaldefense.org, pesticides pose a special concerns to children because of their high metabolisms and low body weight. More than 1 million children between the ages of 1 and 5 ingest at least 15 pesticides every day from fruits and vegetables. More than 600,000 of these children eat a dose of organophosphate insecticides that the federal government considers unsafe, and 61,000 eat doses that exceed the benchmark levels by a factor of 10 or more. Fertilizers and pesticides and herbicides and chemical compounds used in agriculture are creating a toxic environment that we live in. This summer, a dead zone that is spanned over larger than the Gulf of Mexico that is over 7,000 square miles. This is caused by nitrogen and phosphorus off-run from fertilizers, pesticides, manure into the Mississippi River. The dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico grows larger and larger each year with the use of these fertilizers, pesticides, antibiotics, and the lack of care for our environment. Even before the spill, up to 7,000 square miles of the Gulf waters would turn every year into dead zones. Vast areas of the coast have depleted of oxygen that shrimp, crab, and other marine animals could no longer live. Which in this area, this is many people they gain their income from, all the fishermen. This first started in 1960 when the scientists first noticed the algae growth that took over the oxygen from the marine life. As 2008, a study found that more than 400 dead zones around the world were found, but the Gulf of Mexico has the largest. Organic food companies must go through rigorous testing standards to be able to stamp on their product, including proper disposal, no chemical runoff, so it doesn't have to add to this disaster and actually help support a healthier environment. And then also, monocropping and chemical fertilizer dependency has taken a toll with the loss of topsoil estimated at $40 billion a year. Many people are wondering what that really means. What it means is it's destroying our topsoil and getting rid of the nutrients that are in the soil to create a healthy fruit, vegetable. This is slowly raising the prices of our non-organic food, which many people already complain that organic food is too expensive. Well, now they're going to have to complain that regular produce is going to be too expensive. Our topsoil and farmland soil nutrients levels are depleting drastically to the point that it's turning many farmlands into dead zones because we're destroying the soils with all the pesticides. Also, the combined cows are creating unhealthy zones of nitrogen overfilled areas, killing land around it and going into the runoffs of our water. My third claim is organic foods are easily found. Many people think that organic foods are hard to be found, but actually it's a myth. You can go to a farmer market, there's one in every town, it's really inexpensive, and you can find almost every vegetable and fruit you need. Next, most grocery stores today all have them. You can go to Albertsons, Ralph's, Vons, Fresh and Easy, etc. And you can't really say that organic food is too expensive, because if you go to Fresh and Easy, you can live off a college budget. And then if you have more trouble finding an organic place, you can go to organic.org and you can find a store finder. So today I talked to you about organic food. It has substantially more benefits. So it should be the leading choice for all consumers.
All right, the claim stated clearly. I didn't really catch the signposting at the beginning of the speech, and in fact I had a hard time picking out the first and second points as you were presenting them. The third point, though, was clearly signposted internally, so there was a little bit of structure. On the data, I think that you don't have any data on all the risks that you mentioned. You list a whole bunch of potential harms, including some that are deadly, but we don't have any statistics that show what the exposure levels are, how that's increased in the numbers of all the things that you talked about. The only thing that we get any data on that's particular to the harms are the dead zones that you talk about. And the source citation I get for that is a study found a whole bunch of dead zones. And I don't know who did the study. I don't know what it consisted of. And there's no credibility being built up by that. Now, I'm sure that there's some information there that you got that's probably pretty credible, but you need to get it into the speech so it adds to your credibility there. That tolerance value on the statistic that you had on the first point, I thought that was an interesting point. And you had a good statistic about the kids being exposed to the pesticides as well. But again, is there any data that shows that there's been a concomitant increase in disease or mortality or morbidity or any of the other issues that you say are so problematic? The limit on nutrition, I assume that that simply means that people should be eating more fruits and vegetables. I don't know that that automatically means that what they're eating is bad. I'm not sure that those are equivalent. You do make the same kind of argument on equivalency at the end, that all farmers markets are in essence organic foods. I don't know how true that is. That seems to be an assertion on your part. And the same thing with the cost issue that you're talking about at the end. You say, well, a college student can do this at Fresh and Easy, and I'm going, well, I don't know. You say so. I assume that's you that you're talking about. You've got a personal example there, but you might be one of those, sheep, who eats vegetables and that's how you live, and the rest of us, we don't always get by on weeds. All right. Thank you.